Good friends had arranged for me to meet a youthful model. She was to pretend to be my girlfriend, to fend off my parents' frantic urging for marriage. Who would thought the model would suddenly change her mind on the day of our meeting? She said she only wanted to fulfill her master's task, leaving me alone dazed in place. And I, the one who knew nothing, unwittingly brought home a cold, alluring older sister to warm my bed. What I never expected was this. She was the stunning new CEO who had just taken charge at the company. Not only did she follow me around every day, but she boldly declared she'd make sure I couldn't get out of bed. At that moment, I arrived at the cafe as planned. My eyes were instantly drawn to a girl with an air of refined elegance, and she alone seemed to be waiting for someone. I approached her and greeted, "Hello, beautiful lady. I am Felix. Are you the one here to pretend to be my girlfriend?" Hearing my words, she immediately lost her composure. Me pretend to be your girlfriend? Seeing her reaction, I figured my friends hadn't clearly explained things to the model, so I simply recounted the whole story, then looked at Willow Smoke with pitiful eyes. Willow Smoke paused for a moment. Right after her expression turned wonderfully subtle, she propped her chin with one hand, squinting as she sized me up. Her red lips softly asked, "But if you're in such a rush to be pressured like this, why not just find any random female friend to deal with it and be done?" Hearing her words, I froze. Helplessly, I shrugged, pointed to my face. Isn't it all because of this handsome face causing trouble? I really don't dare pick someone randomly. What if they fall for me for real? What if they demand to have my kids? Willow Smoke observed me for a long while. My words seemed to hold some truth. "So what do I need to do with you?" She smiled radiantly like a flower asking me, and I was spellbound. This older sister's smile was truly too beautiful. Snapping back, I quickly shook my head to dispel stray thoughts, then pulled Willow Smoke into the family group chat. But she didn't even glance at it. A flurry of messages had already been sent. "Hello everyone in the group. I am Felix's girlfriend. Willow Smoke is a curvy girl who can't see her shoes when she looks down. 25 years old, an office worker. My family hopes I can marry within the next 2 years." I took a sharp breath, bluntly gave Willow Smoke a thumbs up in admiration. Those lines, even I couldn't have come up with them. Curvy hips, doesn't that mean she's perfect for bearing children? Can't see her shoes when looking down, doesn't that mean she's well endowed? No worries about the kids going hungry. By 3 years old, they'd be holding gold. Marry as soon as possible. Damn, it isn't that exactly my dad's type. Her lines were smooth as silk. This model was truly professional, just as I predicted. The next second, the family group exploded. A flood of red envelopes filled the screen. Willow Smoke's eyes dazzled at the sight. Yet Willow Smoke didn't claim a single red envelope. I couldn't help but marvel this model had real professional ethics. At that moment, I grew even more satisfied with my temporary girlfriend Willow Smoke, and Willow Smoke gave me a sly, meaningful smile. Then I frowned, saying seriously, "Absolutely do not video call with my mom." This made Willow Smoke slightly furrow her brow. "What's wrong with a video call? Does my appearance not satisfy your mother?" The corner of my mouth twitched hard. "She's this beautiful. My mom would definitely be satisfied. The main issue is that my mom is like Sherlock Holmes reborn. You can send her a few photos, but absolutely don't video call with her." Willow Smoke, sipping her coffee, nearly choked. She giggled softly. I was about to explain further when a call from Aaron came reminding me, "Absolutely do not video call with my mom." I stood up, stepped outside the cafe, and told Aaron, "Your high school buddy is really reliable. I'm very satisfied. Someday we brothers will treat you to grilled chicken." But on the other end, Aaron's voice was full of doubt. "Felix, have you met Celine yet? She messaged me, saying she had to do her master's task and couldn't help you anymore." My mind instantly buzzed. Chalon. Then who was Willow Smoke sitting inside? "Felix, is something wrong?" "No surprises, right?" I gave a cold laugh over the phone, gritting my teeth, saying it was nothing, just that I got the wrong person. Hanging up, my heart skipped a beat. I hurriedly rushed back into the cafe. I had to immediately kick Willow Smoke out of the group. After all, I didn't know what her intentions were. Was she trying to scam me to extort my money? When I returned to my seat with a dark expression, Willow Smoke's actions left me stunned. She was flashing a sweet smile, waving at the phone screen, and with a soft, pleasant voice saying, "All right, Mom, we'll talk more when we have time. If nothing unexpected happens." Something unexpected has already happened. What was Willow Smoke doing? Didn't I say not to call my mom? Seeing me sit down with a dazed look, Willow Smoke turned to me and said I was mistaken. I didn't take the red envelopes. Your aunt started a video call in the group. I couldn't think of a reason to refuse, so I agreed. But rest assured, there's absolutely no way it'll be exposed. Then, Willow Smoke tossed me a seductive glance. But at that moment, I had no mind to think. I stared at her face, flawless to the point of perfection. Lady, I made it clear from the start, didn't I? I said I was here to meet a temporary girlfriend my friends arranged. If you're not her, why didn't you tell me straight? Willow Smoke raised her beautiful brows. Then her red lips curved slightly. With a playful tone she said, "But I never said I was." Willow Smoke pouted slightly, cutting off what I was about to say next. What now? You want to argue with a woman? She propped one hand on the table, leaning her face closer, her lips curling as she teased little Felix. Am I not even as good as the model you meant to find? Yes, 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 yes. I admit Willow Smoke wasn't wrong at all, but damn it, that's not the point. A model only takes money, doesn't do anything excessive. Much safer. No, I don't trust you. Now I'll explain this clearly, so my mom can kick you out of the group. Then I grabbed my phone, quickly typing, "Mom, Willow Smoke isn't my girlfriend." I added the wrong person, but Willow Smoke acted as if she didn't hear me, casually playing with her phone. The next second, a message came in the group, "Mom, actually yesterday was my birthday. Felix forgot to buy me a cake after work. We had a little fight. Rest assured, I won't get mad for no reason anymore." Seeing this message, my face changed color, damn it. Before I could do anything to salvage it, my mom's message arrived. "Forgetting your girlfriend's birthday cake? You rotten kid. Are you tired of living?" I took a sharp breath, hurriedly sending a message, "Mom, listen to my explanation." But Willow Smoke's message came to Mom. "Don't blame Felix. He must have been too tired from work and forgot. I'm not upset at all, because I love him." My eyebrows nearly shot to the sky. Looking up, I met Willow Smoke's teasing gaze. Damn it, she thinks she's one. This is my family group. That's my real mom. I must expose Willow Smoke's bizarre behavior. Kick her out of the group immediately. So I typed, "Nobody knows the true face of this woman." My fingers typed so fast they left after images. But the next second, a change in the chat frame left me stunned. "You have been removed from the group chat." I was kicked out. This shock, even if I lived to lifetimes, nearly gave me a brain hemorrhage. Why is my mom acting weirder by the day? Kicking people out when she's displeased. My face instantly darkened. At that moment, Willow Smoke laughed brightly, teasing me. "Haha, little Felix. Why did your aunt kick you out of the group? This seems different from your predictions." It was clear. Willow Smoke was in a great mood, but people's joys and sorrows don't align. I glared at Willow Smoke, smug as she was, growing angrier the more I looked, fuming to the point of grinding my teeth. I who've lived to lifetimes got played like this by a young woman. Don't get cocky, things will even out soon. I'm calling to explain everything clearly now. With that thought, I immediately called my mom and deliberately turned the speaker on loud. Seeing this, Willow Smoke froze. Her red lips moved slightly. "Felix, we can sit down and talk this out properly. Sit down and talk properly. Not with that arrogant attitude you had in the group just now." My eyebrows shot up, absolutely refusing to yield even an inch. Even though Willow Smoke was acting pitiful and weak, the call had already connected. "You rotten kid, hurry up and make Willow happy. Only if she agrees will I let you back in the group. Otherwise, don't even think about it." My mom's cold voice came from the other end. I gave a silly grin. "Mom, actually, Willow Smoke isn't my girlfriend at all. She's not your daughter-in-law either. She's fake." As soon as I finished, The other end went silent for a long while. Finally, it exploded with a roar, "You rotten kid. What nonsense are you spouting? Willow already video called with me. She said she's your girlfriend. You say Willow isn't your girlfriend. Then explain to me. Where's the girlfriend you promised me?" I could only grit my teeth and explain, "Mom, don't worry about it so much. Just remember Willow Smoke isn't my girlfriend, and kick her out of the group. I'll explain everything to you later." While I was dazed, thinking how to make my case more convincing, Willow Smoke quietly moved closer to me, bringing a faint fragrance. She casually picked up the jasmine tea. "Mum, Felix is right. I'm not his girlfriend." After speaking, Willow Smoke gave me a reassuring look. At that moment, I was genuinely a bit touched. This wicked woman finally came to her senses. It wasn't easy. Without another word, I handed the phone to Willow Smoke. Just as I waited for her to explain, I noticed on that exquisite face a flash of cunning gleamed. Her peach blossom eyes sparkled with triumph. The next second, Willow Smoke pouted. With a wronged, aggrieved tone, she said, "Mum, since yesterday, we're no longer boyfriend and girlfriend. It wasn't just a fight. Felix even demanded to break up with me. I've been with him for 2 years. And he wouldn't even hear my explanation. He didn't even give me a proper status." Damn it, I was stunned. I realized in shock. On Willow Smoke's cheek, a single glistening tear sparkled. My God, why isn't she an Oscar-winning actress? The next roar sent chills down my spine. "Felix, put that kid on the phone, you rotten brat. Are you trying to make me die of anger? Even your dad can't stand hearing this anymore. What a scumbag. Back then your dad should have shot you onto the ceiling." After half an hour of bombardment from my parents, I sat slumped in the chair, face ashen, pinching my fingers. Gritting my teeth, I spat out a few words. "What exactly do you want?" Willow Smoke raised her beautiful brows, pouting. "Talking crudely to a lady is very rude. What do you mean, what do I want? Clearly, I was the one who approached you, asking you to pretend to be my temporary girlfriend. Alright, done teasing and you want to run. There's got to be some price to pay." After speaking, she leaned closer to me, exuding the aura of a mature older sister. Willow Smoke deliberately used a coy tone. "Didn't I just want to help you act convincingly, little Felix? There seems to be no better way than for me to continue being your temporary girlfriend." I let out a long sigh. "Are you drugging me to extort money?" "Extort what money?" Willow Smoke snapped back to clarity, letting out a chuckle. "What is this little man thinking? How much is money worth? This is way too interesting." Willow Smoke laughed until her body shook, but right after, her bright moon-like eyes flashed with a strange light. Staring at me, she said, "I'm not drugging you, nor am I extorting your money. My request is simple. I just want you to be my boyfriend." Holding my coffee cup, I nearly spat it out. What ferocious words is this girl saying? Anyway, I know myself. With my current situation, just graduated, no car, no house, a lowly employee. How could I catch Willow Smoke's eye? Thinking for a moment, I slapped my head, suddenly enlightened. "You mean you want me to pretend to be your boyfriend to deal with someone else, right?" Sing my imagination. Willow Smoke nearly couldn't hold back her laughter. Then she went along with my words, saying it was to deal with my family constantly pressuring me to marry. Today you delivered yourself to my door. Hearing this explanation, I let out a sigh of relief. So it was a misunderstanding. Willow Smoke agreeing to help me had her own reasons. Not to extort money. A temporary girlfriend this beautiful and so good at pleasing my mom. You won't find another like her. I grinned. Then my expression changed. Shaking my head, I said, "It's not that I want help you, Sister Smoke. The main issue is it's too easy to get exposed. I have no car, no house, no savings. Your parents definitely won't agree." But hearing me say this, Willow Smoke wasn't flustered at all. Instead, a faint smile appeared on her face. "If you pretend to be my boyfriend, just act like your true self. My dad's requirements for a son-in-law aren't too strict. As long as you're a healthy man, that's enough. Cars, I have a ton of them. Bank savings, that's not an issue. My dad has piles of money." Hearing this, I was outright shocked. Couldn't help smacking my lips twice. So Sister Smoke must be filthy rich too. so I immediately agreed. This temporary boyfriend role, I acted out clearly for her. After that, Willow Smoke pulled me into her car, forcing me to go eat with her. On the way, I called the company to take leave. Aaron helped me ask the manager for leave. I have something this afternoon I won't be in. What, the new CEO Liu is coming this afternoon? No worries, let it be. That ugly hag won't be at the company this afternoon. I hung up after a few words. The car had stopped by the roadside. I looked out the window, eyeing the hot pot restaurant. We're eating here. Willow Smoke didn't answer directly, instead giggling as she looked at my face. Hey Felix, when you were on the phone, I forgot to ask where you work. What do you do? There was nothing to hide about this. I'm at New Joy Cosmetics, deputy head of the sales department. It's decent, I said with an unchanged expression, lying. In truth, I'm just a lowly employee, but to not lose face, I deliberately promoted myself at New Joy. Willow Smoke narrowed her eyes, a spark of anger seeming to flare in her gaze. Seeing me about to get out, she immediately locked the car door. I was worried about you spending money and you call me ugly. There's no such good deal in this world. Little Felix, I suddenly don't feel like eating hot pot anymore. I'm taking you somewhere fun. You're treating me to a really good meal. Fine, I didn't care about Willow Smoke's mood. Changing places to eat, I had no objections. Anyway, I was free this afternoon. On the way, Willow Smoke kept chatting with me. Felix, you said the new CEO is ugly. Aren't you afraid she'll hear? I chuckled lightly, not caring at all. It's just you and me here. How could she hear? Besides, I'm not the only one calling her ugly. The whole department says so. Hearing my complaints, Willow Smoke tightly furrowed her beautiful brows. Why do I find this so interesting? Grinning, she slowly explained. I heard our new CEO Liu is the chairman's daughter, just back from studying abroad, a true academic prodigy. As for her looks, it's just everyone guessing. They say she came back because her dad's pushing her to marry, and she's still single, so she must be ugly, unwanted. Willow Smoke's face instantly darkened. If she weren't afraid of braking suddenly, causing the car behind to crash, Willow Smoke would slam the brakes, making Felix fly out. What, you guys haven't even met me, and dare call me ugly? At this moment, I noticed Willow Smoke's expression wasn't right. Pouting, she was thinking about something. I recalled what I said, and a wild guess popped into my head, but then I dismissed it. There are plenty of people with the same surname. Even if they're both named Liu, it doesn't mean anything. 10 minutes later, I got out of the car, looking at the building in front of Menu Carlton. Damn it. My God, Pine City Hotel. You really don't let me save a dime. Willow Smoke lifted her head, her gaze haughty. What, feeling the pinch? I thought, isn't that obvious? This place is too expensive. Let's go somewhere else. Somewhere else won't do. If I'm called ugly, why not eat somewhere pricey? Willow Smoke thought angrily, with no intention of leaving. Finally, she played her trump card. Your aunt would agree to us eating here too. I knew my mom would definitely agree, but isn't that obvious? She's not the one paying. I gritted my teeth, deciding to eat here. But before I could turn around, a somewhat familiar voice rang out, coming from behind. Isn't that Felix? Why do you bring your girlfriend here to eat? Following the sound, I saw a somewhat familiar face. Kevin Jong, my college friend, a rich playboy. But our relationship wasn't great. At that moment, Kevin Jong walked up to Willow Smoke. In that instant, he admitted he was dazzled. Felix's girlfriend was too beautiful. This guy from college to now, how does he keep getting such high-quality girlfriends? Kevin Jong instinctively swallowed. He was truly jealous. Why, he was clearly much richer than Felix. Yet Felix's girlfriend was leagues above his. The air was thick with the scent of sour lemons. Kevin Jong completely lost control. Mocking, you may be a bit poor, but you've got some luck, huh? Unlike me, who has nothing but money. After speaking, he deliberately showed off the Rolex on his right wrist. Those two mocking lines left Willow Smoke stunned, because, for the first time, someone said in front of her, they had nothing but money. I casually retorted, nothing but money, huh? Don't you need your face anymore? But Kevin Jong caught something off. He frowned, slightly annoyed looking at me. Felix, you're in such a rush to shoo me away. Could it be you weren't planning to eat at Pine City Hotel? Just brought your girlfriend to show off? Kevin Jong got more excited as he making Willow Smoke a bit angry. In this world, how could there be such a low-life man starting trouble? But I just shrug as usual, tossing Kevin Jong a pitying look for a fool. Keep mumbling to yourself. With that, I pulled Willow Smoke into Pine City Hotel. Watching Felix and Willow Smoke's backs as they left, Kevin Jong smirked triumphantly. His words weren't meant to mock that I couldn't afford to eat here, but to provoke me into eating, because that way, he could show the gap between him and me. His face was full of mockery. Soon he'll let Felix's goddess girlfriend see the distance between people. Willow Smoke and I took seats by the window in the restaurant, even though I'd mentally prepared for the expensive dishes. When the menu was brought, I couldn't help raising my eyebrows. Gritting my teeth, I handed the menu to Willow Smoke. You order, I'm fine with anything. Seeing I'd just graduated with little money and got mocked by my college friend, Willow Smoke felt a bit sorry for me. She dropped her plan to tease me, opened the menu looking for relatively cheap dishes. Before flipping a few pages, a waitress brought a bottle of Petrus over. She bowed, smiling at me. Sir, Mr. Kevin Jong from table 213 asked me to tell you, if you love your girlfriend, you should treat her to Petrus. This bottle is $39,999. May I ask, do you want to show your love for this beautiful lady? Hearing this, the corner of my mouth twitched hard. I thought Kevin Jong was just being malicious, but this guy was playing dirty. I glanced at Willow Smoke, giving her a helpless look. Just as I was about to refuse the waitress, my eyes caught a painting hanging on the restaurant wall. Then my gaze shifted. The corner of my mouth curled into a smile. I'm not opening this Petrus. Before the waitress could shoot a disdainful look, I changed my tone for red wine. It's got to be Lafite 82. Open one for me, and send another to table 213 for Mr. Kevin Jong. Tell him if you truly love your woman, treat her to Lafite 82. As soon as I spoke, the waitress stood stunned, mouth agape. I'll prepare it immediately. Willow Smoke's face lit up with excitement. That Kevin Jong was clearly trying to make things difficult. Willow Smoke thought my move was absolutely right. As for 9,000 or 100,000, at worst she'd cover it in the end. At that moment, across the room, though sitting with an influencer girl, in Kevin Jong's mind, all he could see was Willow Smoke's exquisite, stunning face. Lily, to celebrate my luck in becoming your boyfriend, I specially ordered a bottle of Petrus. Today we'll drink to our heart's content. Don't go home tonight, alright? The influencer girl was stunned. After all, this bottle was 40,000. This man loved her too much. Through her deeply moved, chaotic gaze, thinking back to asking the waitress to send wine to me, Kevin Jong could almost see Willow Smoke's admiring, longing look. Just as Kevin Jong called the waitress to open the wine, the waitress brought a bottle of Lafite 82. She walked to Kevin Jong, holding the bottle with both hands. Mr. Kevin Jong, Mr. Felix from table 26 asked me to tell you, if you truly love your woman, treat her to Lafite 82. This bottle is $59,999. Would you like to open it? For red wine, it's got to be this one. If you truly love your girlfriend, treat her to a glass of Lafite 82. Hearing this, Kevin Jong's mouth twitched hard. He looked at the waitress in disbelief. These are Felix's words to me. Yes, sir, he didn't open it, but told me to open it. Mr. Jong, you must misunderstood. Mr. Felix already opened a bottle for his girlfriend. Lafite 82. Go to hell, who'd believe that? Kevin Jong instinctively felt it was impossible. With doubt and speculation, Kevin Jong turned to look from afar, seeing me and Willow Smoke toasting a bottle of Lafite 82 clearly on the table. The surrounding customers, curious for drama, some gloated at the failure, some gaped in shock. You told him to open Petrus. He thought it was cheap and went straight for Lafite. Told you to open Lafite and you didn't, right? Can't afford it, has system. Kevin Jong, used to a pampered life, couldn't stand this mockery. He huffed a few breaths. clearly not lightly angered. Finally, with a dark face, he spoke. I'd advise you to keep an eye on Felix. He absolutely can't afford that bottle. The waitress raised her brow. You're not opening the wine. And now you're slandering others. Just say it. Are you opening this bottle or not? Seeing the topic pulled back, Kevin Jong realized he couldn't dodge it. Sighing, he said, not opening, take it away. Don't disturb my meal. After shooing the waitress sitting back down, Kevin Jong's mood was utterly foul. He badly wanted to turn and leave, but he didn't, because he wanted to see how I'd pay for it. Pine City Hotel, 2:30 p.m. Mom, just now Felix treated me to a lavish meal and said so many sweet words to me. If forgiven him, please pull him back into the group. Seeing myself added back to the group chat, I let out a sigh of relief. Alright, let's settle the bill and go. Willow Smoke smiled, pointing at her phone. How about this? He'll treat you to this meal. You can treat me next time. Even though Felix called me ugly before, Willow Smoke still suggested this, giggling. Little Felix, quick praise me as a beautiful sister with a kind heart. Willow Smoke thought to herself, but my response threw her off. Forget it. He'll treat next time, but this time I really have to pay. Willow Smoke slightly furrowed her brow, her confused look incredibly cute. Could it be this meal is free? Hearing this, I grinned. A resounding sentence, this meal. From the moment I ordered the wine, I never planned to pay for it. Willow Smoke immediately swallowed hard, looking at me in disbelief. He's not planning to dine and dash with me, is he? Dining and dashing, only seen it in movies. Pretty thrilling. Running once wouldn't be bad. A bit of an adrenaline rush. Run out the door and pay later. At that moment, I spoke. Waitress, come here. Sir, are you ready to settle the bill? I nodded, then shook my head. Yes, settling the bill. But call the manager over first. At that moment, Kevin Jong, sitting across the room, grinned widely, waiting for me to make a fool of myself. In less than 2 minutes, a slightly chubby man hurried to table 26, smiling and bowing to me. Sir, you asked for me. Felix glanced at him, nodded. Hello, Mr. Wong. I want to ask, is the painting in the lobby authentic? Wong Hai paused briefly, then nodded immediately. Of course. Mr. Felix, hanging a fake painting wouldn't match Pine City Hotel's standards. They're all authentic, no doubt about it. Seeing Wong Hai likely guessed my intention, I didn't hide it. Patted Wong Hai's shoulder, signaled him to turn, pointed toward 9 o'clock. If I'm not mistaken, that painting is a Burdan flower work by Master Lin Gong. Unfortunately, it's a copy. No way, absolutely impossible. Wong Hai immediately furrowed his brow, quickly ordering someone to take the painting down. 5 minutes later, the carefully framed scroll was handed to me. I smiled calmly, turned and picked up the still warm tea, pouring it straight onto the scroll. Seeing this, the 3 people around me froze. Wong Hai swallowed hard. Just as he was about to stop me, I unrolled the scroll. The Burdan flower image was still there, but where the tea had spilled, a line of text appeared, nameless. Li Hua Feng, in admiration of Li Gonglin, the great master, copied this painting to pay respects. The corner of my mouth curved slightly, because with one glance at the painting, I remembered. Because in my previous life, a customer at Pine City Hotel splashed hot tea on this painting. Not only was he not punished by the hotel, but he was rewarded with 100,000 in prize money. That's why I dared to boldly call the waitress to open that bottle of Lawfight 82. Real or fake? Willow Smoke was stunned. This felt even more thrilling than dining and dashing. Everyone was dumbfounded. Kevin Jong across the room felt the world spinning. A full minute later, Wong Hai snapped back, his tone extremely respectful, holding a small, exquisite box. Mr. Felix, our boss, instructed. We must thank you properly. This meal is on Pine City Hotel. Additionally, I found out Mr. Felix isn't yet a member of Pine City Hotel. This is a black gold card, including yours. Pine City has issued only 6. Please, Mr. Felix, accept this small token from Pine City Hotel. I only smiled, accepting the black gold card, tucking it into my pocket. Let's go, Willow Smoke. Under the admiring gazes of the crowd, I left Pine City Hotel with swagger. At that moment, Kevin Jong was struck as if by lightning, burnt inside and out. Damn, just walking away like that and taking a black gold card from the hotel. At this point, Willow Smoke and I had just gotten into her Audi. In the car, Willow Smoke let out to fragrant breaths. She found this whole thing really thrilling, eating without paying, walking out confidently, and taking a black gold card. This was way more exciting than dining and dashing. After thinking for a moment, Willow Smoke struck a regal pose looking at me. Little Felix, how did you know that painting was fake? I don't believe you saw it with the naked eye. I immediately made up a story. Actually, I had a strange dream before. I dreamed the painting at Pine City Hotel was fake, and the way to reveal its true nature was also shown in the dream. Who knew I'd encounter it today? Little Felix, that excuse is too ridiculous. I helplessly shrug. See, these days no one believes the truth. Then I suddenly changed my tone. But what's more thrilling than you thinking I was going to dine and dash with you? As soon as I said that, Willow Smoke froze. Dining and dashing, what's thrilling about that? Is there a mistake? From your tone and that squinting smile, anyone would think you were going to lead me to dine and dash. Willow Smoke crossed her arms, fuming until her brows furrowed, biting her red lips slightly aggrieved. Her fierce look was utterly adorable. Her stunning beauty left me slightly dazed. What are you thinking, so lost in thought? Seeing me silent for so long, Willow Smoke finally couldn't hold back her question. Hearing this, I snapped back, raising my brows with a grin. Willow Smoke, do you remember what I said about the new CEO of my company? Though she looks ugly, she's smart as a demon. But you, so beautiful, have quirky thoughts and a bit of silliness. I was just thinking, if we combined your beauty with her intelligence, what a perfect woman that would be. Hearing this, Willow Smoke's small fist clenched tight, calling my thoughts quirky and silly, calling the new CEO ugly. Damn it, Felix, if it weren't for the seatbelt, I'd have pounced and scratched you. 10 minutes later, I was dropped off at my apartment complex. Willow Smoke rolled down the car window, revealing her stunning face, her expression full of cunning. See you tomorrow, little Felix. I rubbed my temples, saying, tomorrow I have to help you deal with your family. Seeing my shocked expression, Willow Smoke couldn't help laughing. She waved, leaving me with a meaningful glance. The next morning, 8:30 a.m., the sales department of New Joy Cosmetics. Everyone was eagerly awaiting to see who this new CEO really was. Aaron and my seats were pretty far back, blocked by people, only vaguely seeing a group enter. Oh well, I turned around, it's just the ugly hag. No need to look. But after 3 seconds of silence, excited whispers erupted. This isn't a CEO. It's clearly a goddess from heaven. I gave a silly grin. Look at these ignorant folks, how beautiful could she be? That beautiful. If they saw Willow Smoke, the whole room would probably flood. I slightly stood up, glancing back. When I saw the woman in business attire walking in, I was so shocked I nearly fell back into my seat. Damn, it isn't that Willow Smoke. As if sensing my abnormality, Aaron instinctively asked, what's wrong? Felix, look. The new CEO Liu is so beautiful. I frowned, waving my hand, thinking back to yesterday standing in front of Willow Smoke, calling her ugly. At that moment, Aaron was excited while my heart pounded. So I quickly lowered my head, not letting Willow Smoke see me. Suddenly, Willow Smoke, as if discovering a new continent, her eyes lit up. Isn't that little Felix hiding there? Thinking of how I asked her to be my temporary girlfriend yesterday, Willow Smoke's red lips curved slightly. So little Felix is sitting here. At that moment, I also caught the meaningful look from CEO Liu. Recalling the bold things I said in front of Willow Smoke yesterday, I instantly felt a chill down my spine. Luckily, Willow Smoke didn't make things hard for me, leading the company executives onto the stage. This let me breathe a sigh of relief. Phew, thank goodness. At 11, the meeting ended amid enthusiastic applause. Willow Smoke stood bowing. Holding the mic, she said softly, thank you everyone. You can go back to work and prepare for lunch. I rejoiced inwardly, great. I can leave. But Willow Smoke suddenly changed her tone. Felix from the sales department come to my office for a bit. The corner of my mouth twitched hard. Great. I'm not leaving today. Damn it, she's taking personal revenge. She must have known everything yesterday, holding it in until today to mess with me. Aaron full of doubt. Felix, I don't get it. Why did the new CEO call you right after arriving? You don't get it, and that's right. Figure it out yourself. I'm going to see her. I helplessly shrugged, standing to leave, leaving Aaron with a cool back. As I knocked and entered the CEO's office, I saw Willow Smoke, intriguingly looking at her computer screen. Her red lips curved slightly, her peach blossom eyes narrowed, stunningly beautiful. CEO Liu, you called me for something. I acted puzzled. Calling her CEO Liu made Willow Smoke quite pleased. She immediately beamed with joy. She stood walking closer to me, smiling meaningfully. Little Felix, yesterday you called me ugly. Today you're calling me CEO Liu. You sure know how to switch fast. I gave an awkward smile, trying to stay calm. CEO, don't misunderstand, I was just joking. The cunning on her face faded, her words carrying a hint of regret. Little Felix, I left the door open for you on purpose. I thought you'd barge into the ugly CEO's office without even knocking. The three words ugly were emphasized by Willow Smoke. After speaking, she even winked playfully. This made me feel entirely uneasy. I really didn't expect Willow Smoke to be so blunt. After silently cursing in my heart, I raised my brows, grinning. As an excellent employee, I understand basic etiquette. CEO Liu, you don't know. The very first moment I saw you, I was completely stunned. I babbled a string of flattery, pouring out every compliment I could think of. Seeing the radiant smile on Willow Smoke's lips, I finally breathed a sigh of relief. No wonder you're deputy head Felix of sales. Your tongue is sharp indeed. Though this move of mine was clever, is Willow Smoke someone easy to deal with? She smiled with hidden meaning, then feigned surprise looking at the documents on her desk. But here I see. Why is it sales department's Felix, with sales performance third from the bottom? This left me truly speechless. I thought I shouldn't have bragged like that. Willow Smoke shouldn't be the CEO. While I was flustered, unable to think of a perfect explanation, a phone rang like a sound from heaven. Rang out. Great, someone's calling Willow Smoke. CEO, you must have important business. Hehe, I'll head back to work. I turned to slip away, but a soft sentence from Willow Smoke pulled me back instantly. It's your mom's call. I froze on the spot. Mom, she shouldn't be calling now. While I was dazed thinking, Willow Smoke raised her hand and answered the call. Who knew my mom would start with, did you sleep well last night? Hearing this, I narrowed my eyes slightly, realizing this question wasn't simple. A person sleeping alone would always be comfortable. Sleeping poorly is usually because someone else disturbed them. Thinking back to last night playing games, the loud clacking of my keyboard. At that moment I understood. As expected, my mom wasn't just asking about sleep. Her meaning was, did Willow Smoke sleep alone last night? Or with me? I swallowed hard, just about to signal Willow Smoke. But I was too late. Mom, last night at Pine City, there was light rain. Doesn't rain make for good sleeping weather? I slept very well. Willow Smoke didn't think too deeply, assuming it was just a casual greeting. Hearing this response, my heart skipped a beat. I quickly signaled to remind her. Smoke, didn't you sleep with little Felix last night? Are you still mad at him? Don't want to sleep with him? As I predicted, my mom indeed meant this. My head full of dark lines, I saw Willow Smoke already stunned. She sat there, her expression dazed, her brows slightly raised, fully revealing her mood. Luckily, I quickly passed her a note. Explain it. The situation now is, last night my keyboard was loud, playing games all night. Just say you worked late and slept at the office. Mom, it's not what you think. Last night I worked late and slept at the office. Hearing Willow Smoke say this, my mom sighed in relief. I thought you were still mad at that rotten kid Felix, not sleeping with him, just as Willow Smoke and I both sighed in relief. My mom spoke again. Smoke, you and little Felix aren't working late tonight, right? You'll sleep together tonight, won't you? Tonight I'll call you again. We mother and daughter-in-law will talk to little Felix together. Help him quit his gaming addiction. Willow Smoke's lips moved slightly, wanting to speak but stopping. But my mom gave her no chance to talk. Alright, that's settled. Smoke, if you're busy, get back to work. With those closing words, I was standing behind her. CEO, you sorry to trouble you. No trouble, just your mom's question shocked me. I gave Willow Smoke a helpless look. I'm not talking about just now, but about tonight. Telling my mom you're helping me quit gaming tonight. So come to my office tonight. Well, video call my mom and then leave. But the problem is my mom that easy to deal with? I awkwardly touched my nose. CEO. If I'm not mistaken, my mom saying she'll help me quit gaming is just an excuse for her call. Her real purpose is to see if we're sleeping together. This is where it'll trouble you. I bowed deeply, not daring to look up at Willow Smoke. What? Willow Smoke's cheeks flushed. Her eyes widened, looking at me in disbelief. He just said his mom really wants to check if we're sleeping together. If I help him act, doesn't that mean I have to? With him? This is too awkward and difficult. CEO, rest assured. I swear I won't do anything. Look, my phone's 2 years old. Still has the original screen protector. I don't know why I blurted that out, realizing I sounded a bit pathetic. I quickly shut up. Willow Smoke wrinkled her delicate nose, glancing at me resentfully a few times. Little Felix, I was just about to discuss this with you, when suddenly the sound of leather shoes echoed from the hallway. Her beautiful eyes widened, her tone changing instantly. Kiss me. I instinctively stepped back, but still stood there dumbfounded. Seeing this, she pouted, stepped forward, grabbed my collar, pulled me hard toward her, then looked up, gazing at me deeply. When our faces were just inches apart, the office door creaked open. Young Miss at least closed the door. The ambiguous atmosphere was shattered by Wang Jun. So sorry. I'll leave right now. Wang Jun was Willow Smoke's driver, also her father's trusted friend. Just as he turned to leave, Willow Smoke's voice rang out. Uncle Wang, sit on the sofa and wait for me. I'll kiss him and let him go. Willow Smoke grabbed my collar, her gaze gentle, her red lips brushing my cheek. The atmosphere was incredibly seductive. One kiss. Willow Smoke carefully adjusted my collar. Done, little Felix. Go back to work. That Materi agree. Tonight wait for me obediently. Well, go home together. I left the CEO's office in a daze. In the office, after Wang Jun said goodbye to Willow Smoke, he couldn't help his curiosity. Young Miss, you and this guy. Hearing this, Willow Smoke looked enlightened, patting her head. Oh my, I forgot to introduce to Uncle Wang. He's Felix, my boyfriend. We've been in love for a long time. This time I came to Pine City for him. Wang Jun coughed a few times, thinking of what Willow Smoke just said. Tonight at home that matter. Those words combined, it truly makes one's thoughts run wild. I realized I was overthinking a bit naughtily. Wang Jun hurriedly took his leave. He left Willow Smoke's office alone. His steps were so swift they were nearly a run. The young miss has a boyfriend now. This is a big deal. He must quickly find a quiet place to call Chairman Liu. The moment the door closed, Willow Smoke's cheeks flushed faintly. What a bargain for that rascal Felix. This act was performed for Uncle Wang to see. In less than half an hour, father will know. Humph HMPH. Let's see if you still introduce me to those spoiled rich boys. I don't want a marriage arranged by you. A stunning beauty. Even her fierce words are adorably captivating. Half a second later, a knock sounded at the door. She reined in all the subtle expressions on her face. Clearing her throat, she said, "Come in." A colleague stepped inside. A woman in office attire. Scarlet Swan. Willow Smoke's personal secretary. General Manager Deputy Sales Manager Zhang Yuan submitted a staff dismissal approval form. Who does Zhang Yuan want to fire? Willow Smoke's lips curved slightly. She spoke with a hint of anticipation. The person he wants to fire. It couldn't be that Felix, could it? Scarlet Swan paused, then confirmed yes. It's Felix. The reason given is Felix's laziness during work hours, not working diligently with a poor attitude, defying his superiors. Willow Smoke smiled with hidden meaning. Felix's position does need a change. Pass it on. From now on, Felix will be like Jung Yuan, appointed as deputy sales manager. Scarlet Swan hurriedly nodded, but before she could step out, she froze. Wait a moment. It seems the general manager didn't say to fire Felix. She's promoting him instead. At this moment, Scarlet Swan's heart swirled with countless questions. She couldn't help but speak general manager. What deputy manager submitted? Are all proofs of Felix's poor work performance? Doing this might be hard to justify to others. There's nothing to justify. Felix is my boyfriend. This is my company. What's wrong with promoting him? Willow Smoke raised an eyebrow. She countered Scarlet Swan boyfriend. Scarlet Swan was so shocked her jaw nearly dropped. She was almost struck crisp on the outside, tender within. Felix and the general manager are in love. How long have they even known each other? Since the general manager arrived at the company. It's barely been 5 hours, right? As a professional secretary, Scarlet Swan stood stunned for a full minute. As a subordinate, she dared not ask more. She took her leave to carry out the order. At this time in New Joy Cosmetics, I returned to my seat bewildered. My bewilderment doubled, seeing me return from the office. Everyone pulled something out from behind their backs. I'm not playing PS anymore. I'll give it to Brother Felix as a farewell gift. Brother Felix, I don't have much to give. These socks I wore for 2.5 days. I'm giving them to you in case you need them. Moshu, I sighed deeply. Turning, he said with the other's Brother Felix. Let's go, brothers, let's send him off one last time. I was baffled. What do you all mean? Jung Yuan stepped out of the office. What else could it mean? Felix, congratulations. You're about to be fired. The chubby Jung Yuan strutted smugly. He grinned at me with a few chuckles. I wrote a dismissal request. Moreover, I handed it directly to the general manager's secretary. By now, General Manager Liu has probably reviewed it and signed off on it, right? I didn't bother arguing with Jung Yuan. Instead, I smirked amused. I'm in the right, what's there to fear? Besides, you have to ask Willow Smoke first. Would she even agree? 10 minutes ago, we shared a kiss. If you can make my 6-speed electric fan overheat, I'll pack up and leave immediately. The colleagues were all stunned. Jaws dropped to the floor. You can eat recklessly, but you can't speak recklessly. I think Felix is possessed. Jung Yuan burst into laughter. He thought my daring to challenge him was already quite bold. Never in a million years did he expect I dared to joke about the general manager. Truly, youth knows no fear. Felix, you really won't shed tears until you see the coffin. General Manager Liu is your girlfriend. You're killing me with laughter. I'd say General Manager Liu is my mom. The corner of my mouth twitched hard. I instinctively shot back. I don't have an ugly son like you. Jung Yuan sneered, not angered. He knew my time to go mad was running out, because just moments ago he received a message on his phone from Scarlet Swan. Should arrive soon to announce Felix's position change. Jung Yuan ignored me. He was already waiting eagerly at the sales office door. Why hasn't Secretary Scarlet arrived yet? His heart was burning with impatience. Finally, the sound of clicking heels echoed. The moment he saw who arrived, Jung Yuan was outright shocked. He swallowed hard. He hurried forward to greet her. General Manager Liu, why did you come in person? Those words reached my ears too. I flinched slightly. Willow Smoke came herself. Before I could think further, the sympathetic looks from my colleagues made my heart turn cold. As my best brother, Moshu, I sighed deeply. Brother Felix, this time even if you're in the right, no immortal can save you. Why did you foolishly joke about General Manager Liu? At this moment, Willow Smoke elegantly stepped in front of me. She had changed into a long, pristine white dress, paired with her flawless face. This wasn't a mortal woman. She was clearly an ethereal fairy. General Manager Liu, look. The one sitting on the sofa is Felix. Right before you arrived, he was arguing with me. But what infuriates me most isn't that. It's that he dared to joke about you. Willow Smoke's expression was subtle. What did he just say? He said you're his girlfriend. He dared to tease you. General Manager, I suggest this kind of rude and uncultured employee should be fired immediately. Jung Yuan spoke through gritted teeth. but Willow Smoke didn't respond to him. Instead, she took 2 steps forward. Among the crowd of sales staff watching, she picked out a lucky person. Tapping their desk, she calmly asked, "Did Felix just say I'm his girlfriend?" The employee's face flushed, shouting, "Yes, General Manager. Felix did say that just now." Hearing the employee's response, Zhang Yuan sneered coldly. He instinctively turned back, throwing me a smug look. But the scene that followed shocked him to the core. On Willow Smoke's face, there wasn't a trace of anger. Instead, a smile hung on her lips. She lifted her flowing long dress and stepped toward the sofa. Sitting down beside me, she naturally placed her hand on my thigh. Her beautiful eyes sparkled like moonlight. Her red lips curved slightly, her voice pleasant. A captivating voice rang out, "You rascal. Before didn't you refuse to admit in front of others that I'm your girlfriend, my little boyfriend? You've finally seen the light." In this room, anyone still alive and understanding human speech heard Willow Smoke's words. At the same time, their hearts surged with a stampede of 10,000 horses. What did the general manager just say? Am I crazy or is the world crazy? Someone slapped me to wake me up. We thought Felix was bragging. Turns out we're the clowns. Mo Shui plopped down onto the floor. Good heavens! The most bewildered was still Zhang Yuan. He turned to stone. Felix wasn't bragging at all. He really is the general manager's boyfriend. At this moment, Zhang Yuan just wanted to find a crack to crawl into. I naturally pulled Willow Smoke's hand over. Pretending to be lovers without holding hands would believe that. Oh right, I almost forgot the purpose of this visit. Scarlet, give the documents to Deputy Manager Zhang. Yes, General Manager. Scarlet Swan gave a stiff smile. She handed the rejection documents to Zhang Yuan. Then Willow Smoke explained to the Deputy Manager, "If rejected your request to fire Felix, you don't have any objections, do you?" Objections? Good heavens. Did Zhang Yuan dare have objections? He wiped cold sweat, forcing an awkward smile, shaking his head frantically. Of course, no objections. General Manager Liu Willow Smoke nodded faintly, her beautiful brows slightly furrowed. Regarding Felix's matter, I'll let Scarlet say a few more words. After review by the HR department, it's decided to revoke Zhang Yuan's deputy manager position. It will be taken over by Mr. Felix. From now on, Felix is the deputy manager of Sales Team B. Does anyone have any objections? Asking for opinions was just a courtesy. Scarlet Swan couldn't imagine who would dare have objections now. But things didn't go as expected. A voice actually rang out. I have an objection. Scarlet Swan immediately furrowed her brows tightly. But turning to look, Felix said, "Never mind then. Secretary Scarlet. Hey, this needs further discussion. You stay here with everyone for a bit. I'll talk with the general manager outside." Suddenly becoming deputy manager, I wasn't happy at all. I still have to study stocks, research getting rich, start a company, and play games. Where would I find time for this? I grasped Willow Smoke's slender hand. We left the office. At the end of the hallway outside, Willow Smoke and I faced each other. General Manager, what's going on? Why didn't you tell me about the deputy manager thing first? Willow Smoke slightly raised an eyebrow. She threw a subtle glance. What isn't this so you can call the shots? General Manager, I'm telling you honestly, I don't have grand ambitions. I just want to meet the basic quota each month and not get fired. That might be a bit difficult. Willow Smoke pondered for a moment. Suddenly an idea sparked. 10 minutes later, Willow Smoke and I returned to the sales office. After Willow Smoke spoke a few words with Scarlet Swan, she nodded and spoke again. After the general manager's discussion with Mr. Felix just now, it's agreed that the previous approach needs reconsideration. Felix and the general manager are in the passionate stage of love. They don't have much time to handle work matters. So the company has decided to appoint Mr. Felix as deputy manager of Sales Team B with Zhang Yuan as temporary deputy manager. Mr. Felix retains all the benefits of a deputy manager. Zhang Yuan retains all decision-making authority for work matters. Hearing this, Zhang Yuan exclaimed, "Good heavens! This is worse than being a regular employee." How could he not understand the true meaning of this position? To put it bluntly, Felix has full authority, while Jung Yuan has nothing. Yet he's still part of the department's leadership. All the work to be done is assigned to him. Felix just needs to laze around in the office daily. Being idle is enough. Does anyone else have objections? In response to Scarlet Swan, a tsunami of applause erupted from the sales department. Not because everyone wanted Felix as manager, to make things easier for them, but because everyone had been tormented by Jung Yuan. The scene in the sales office was fully observed by Wang Jun, who was in the surveillance room monitoring every move. According to the young Miss Words, this behavior shouldn't be an issue. Now I can report to Chairman Liu with peace of mind. But after reporting he received new instructions from the chairman, he discovered a GPS tracker on his car. Meanwhile, Willow Smoke had to handle company matters, so she left first. Amid everyone's congratulations, I brushed them off for half an hour. Exhausted, I returned to my seat. With the precious sword bestowed by Willow Smoke, I could be lazy much more comfortably, browsing recent stock trends. They seemed decent enough. Then I opened ranked mode for some fun. In a flash it was 610 p.m. I stretched and turned off the game. Only then did I realize work hours were over. Time to go fool my mom. I wonder if Willow Smoke, that girl, is done with work yet. Might as well text her. But I didn't notice. In the blind spot of my vision, a breathtakingly beautiful figure in a long thin trench coat. Willow Smoke heard how I referred to her. Her red lips curved unconsciously. That girl, you rascal, you'll suffer one day. I, of course, didn't know Willow Smoke was in the office. At that moment, she was rubbing her temples, thinking of how to text her. Gentle and generous General Manager Liu. Stunningly beautiful Sister Smoke. Remember, tonight you're helping me deal with my mom, right? Are you busy? When do we head out? Seeing the 2 texts I sent, Willow Smoke laughed so hard her mouth wouldn't close. Oh my, this guy has 2 faces. I remember, not busy. This girl is waiting for you on the sofa. I couldn't have expected Willow Smoke would reply to my texts instantly. That girl, good heavens. Didn't I just say that? Thinking of the mistake I made, I only felt a chill down my neck. Trembling, I stood up and shuffled over. My eyes widened in surprise. I realized Willow Smoke was sitting elegantly on the sofa. Good heavens, General Manager, when did you get here? Coming to the sales department. You didn't even let me know. I haven't even made tea for you. Willow Smoke wrinkled her delicate nose. She teased on purpose. I saw someone busy playing games. I didn't want to disturb. Are you done? This girl's been waiting for you, getting impatient. Hearing this, I sucked in a cold breath. For awkward and hard-to-explain situations, the best way to handle them is not to explain. Hey, General Manager, if you've waited this long, let's hurry up and go. After the video call with my mom later, you can head home and rest early. Willow Smoke had wanted to tease me more, but hearing me say this, she nodded. Right as we stepped out the door, Willow Smoke suddenly felt her hand being held. She instinctively pulled back. Her brows furrowed slightly. She hurriedly asked, "What are you doing?" I froze slightly. I widened my eyes at Willow Smoke. Holding hands, General Manager. We're in the passionate stage of love right now. By now the whole company probably knows we're together. Walking side by side like this, not holding hands, could easily raise suspicions. If you feel uncomfortable, then forget it. I set about to let go of Willow Smoke's hand. But she, who'd never had dating experience, was frantically thinking, do couples walking together usually hold hands? I admit your words convinced me, but at least give me a heads up. Smoke placed her hand back in my palm. Her nose-wrinkling action was utterly adorable. She really does tease me often, with a charmingly aggressive flair. But through her faintly flushed cheeks, you could tell, being suddenly grabbed earlier really made Willow Smoke a bit shy. Good heavens, General Manager, are you being reasonable? Why do I feel you're a bit two-faced? You kissed me without asking me. Willow Smoke's face reddened as she explained. Wasn't it an urgent situation? No time to explain. I spread my hands. It's the same now. You're sure Uncle Wong is gone? Besides, in this huge company, Do you know who your dad arranged for you? Willow Smoke fell silent, saying nothing. She just threw me a slightly resentful glance, letting me hold her hand. But thinking back, she felt something was off. You rascal Felix. You got the upper hand and still act smug. Clearly, you didn't lose anything. I grinned shamelessly. Please, Willow Smoke. You're not being reasonable. If I kissed you and said you holding my hand was to your advantage, what then? At the entrance of Vantage Cosmetics, Wang Jun stealthily got out of the car, hiding under the shade of a company tree. When he saw Willow Smoke and me holding hands as we walked out of the company, his whole face broke into a wicked stepmother smile. Holding hands so naturally and sweetly, Wang Jun was absolutely certain Willow Smoke definitely didn't know he had left. At the Huajiang service station, he didn't follow Liu Vantage's orders were to discard the GPS tracker. Instead, he switched cars directly, had someone drive his car back to Jinghai, while he switched to an A6 and came back. Wang Jun nearly praised himself for being so clever. After frantically analyzing, Wang Jun kept an eye on our movements while calling Liu Vantage. The evening glow was truly beautiful. I unconsciously looked up at the sky. Compared to my previous life living quietly by the rules, this life is far too thrilling. Thinking this, I glanced at Willow Smoke. In my previous life, I never met a woman this beautiful. Snapping back to reality, I realized something was off. Damn it, this is the way to the parking lot. Wait, General Manager, are you heading home later? Or staying at my place? Hearing this, Willow Smoke muttered to herself. Stay at your place, what are you thinking? You rascal Felix, you dare think about this. But on Willow Smoke's face, a mischievous smile bloomed. With a teasing tone, you rascal. Of course I'm staying at your place. So eager for me to stay overnight. Being teased like that, my face flushed red instantly. I hurriedly shook my head to explain, no, you misunderstood. I meant my place doesn't have parking. Let's walk instead. Hearing this, Willow Smoke breathed a sigh of relief. Humph HMPH. That's more like it. You can't find a temporary boyfriend and end up with an old pervert. Then she smiled and said, alright, let's walk, it's only a 10-minute trip. Willow Smoke could accept that. We quickly reached my doorstep. Entering the house, I pulled out a new pair of slippers. Smiling, I said, here. General Manager Liu. Willow Smoke raised an eyebrow, pointing to the 2 pairs of slippers by her feet. She bit her red lip lightly. Aren't there 2 pairs of slippers? Buying for fun isn't wasteful. Or is this new pair just for me? Feeling the mature aura radiating wildly from Willow Smoke beside me, I unconsciously swallowed. Please. Why bite your lip? Can you grasp the situation? This is my house, a single man and woman in one room. I shook my head, dispelling stray thoughts. Turning away, I shrugged. No. I was afraid you'd have foot fungus and leave it on the slippers. Later it'd infect me. Willow Smoke immediately furrowed her delicate brows, pointing at her chest, looking furious beyond endurance. Foot fungus, you rascal Felix. You're the one with foot fungus. Then her lively eyes darted. Willow Smoke looked up, revealing a cunning expression. Foot fungus, huh? Felix, you just wait. Now I'll step on every slipper in your house. I stopped arguing with her. I know the general manager definitely doesn't have foot fungus. These are new slippers, because those 2 pairs were worn by Mo Shuai. He has foot fungus, it's contagious. Of course, if the general manager doesn't mind, it's fine. Willow Smoke was about to step into them, but abruptly stopped. Embarrassed, she switched to the new slippers I handed her, muttering under her breath, good thing I didn't wear them. Felix's house is full of traps. Better be cautious. On the coffee table were various drinks and snacks. Willow Smoke only picked a bottle of mineral water, waiting about 2 minutes. I leisurely walked out of the bathroom. General Manager. Put on pajamas. I just showered, haven't dressed yet. Put on pajamas. Willow Smoke truly didn't have a cleanliness obsession, but she really didn't understand why she had to change into pajamas. Pretending to sleep and I still need to wear pajamas. If I changed, doesn't that mean she didn't change into pajamas? That would seriously question my mom's observation skills. General Manager, I shrugged helplessly. I don't want to trouble Willow Smoke like this. But what other choice do we have now, besides changing into pajamas? I'm an outstanding to one century youth. I won't do anything. What I gritted my teeth, deciding to sell my dignity again. Sister Smoke, you don't want your little Felix to get into trouble, right? Willow Smoke immersed in her thoughts. Seeing this immediately laughed until her eyes curved. You rascal Felix probably wouldn't dare do anything bad. Fine, it'll change. But I can't agree so easily. You want me to wear pajamas, fine. But next time I need your help. You have to act with full commitment. I nodded cheerfully, happily reaching an agreement. Willow Smoke also nodded slightly, no longer refusing. She casually took the pajamas I handed her. At 720, Willow Smoke and I were fully prepared, each wearing pajamas lying on the big bed, sharing one blanket. I checked everything. Seeing no issues, I snapped my fingers, all good. General manager make the video call to my mom, even through layers of clothing, and knowing it was all fake. A hint of shyness still flashed across Willow Smoke's face. Madam, good evening. Smoke, little Felix. You two are lying down so early. This was Willow Smoke's third video call with my mom. She was quite familiar now. Madam, little Felix and I are still young. We definitely can't sleep this early. It's just that recently after our fight, our feelings have blossomed. Now we're especially happy, wanting to make some preparations. Then she hugged my face and kissed me. Before we knew it, we'd chatted for 20 minutes. I thought it was enough. Mom, it's almost 8 o'clock. Give Smoke and me some time, okay? Song Lin smiled gently, feeling her son made sense. But vaguely, she sensed something off. Why did Smoke and little Felix seem so close, yet lack a bit of romantic feeling? Yes, but Mom still wants to talk to Smoke about something. What is it, madam? Women are skilled at disguising. Song Lin was no exception. She pretended to be deeply worried, sighing heavily, saying with slight disappointment that old Liu next door was playing mahjong with us today. He suddenly showed his phone wallpaper. It was a photo of his son and daughter-in-law kissing. It made me so jealous I gritted my teeth. Smoke, can you bear to see me lose to old Liu? Which old Liu? I racked my brain but couldn't figure it out. Does my mom have a close friend named Liu? Good heavens, isn't that cancer? I immediately understood. Some detail must have been noticed again. At this moment, I felt like I was sitting on a hot skillet. Willow Smoke was also shocked. She didn't expect Song Min-hyo to pull this move. Flustered and unsure what to do, I passed a note to my mom, saying she's shy. Well, send a photo later. Later, we'll stage a photo. Beauty's thinking is always quirky, especially highly educated beauties. Willow Smoke, who was hesitating, saw my note and immediately got a little angry. You rascal Felix, what do you mean? Even though I meant to refuse, I hadn't said refuse yet. You shrug first, acting like you're the one at a loss. Instead of taking a photo, which could be exposed by her further, why not just kiss boldly? Willow Smoke wrinkled her delicate nose. Her lips moved slightly. She thought it through. Then make sure to take a pretty screenshot, madam. Good heavens, no way. Willow Smoke, you're playing for real. Wait, the words I meant to stop her with halted abruptly. The warm sensation from her lips stunned me. The moment my lips met Willow Smoke's red lips, my mind held only for big words, soft and fragrant. Under Song Lin's gaze from the other side of the screen, Willow Smoke wrapped her arms around my neck, generously kissing my lips. But after all, it was her first kiss. In just a few seconds, she was out of breath, coughing lightly. Madam, have you taken the screenshot? All done, Smoke. Oh my, this one's much prettier than old Lias. My daughter-in-law is so beautiful. Song Lin's kind and joyful voice rang out. I secretly looked at my mom, her smile stretching ear to ear. 2 minutes later, as soon as I ended the video call, I was pushed away by Willow Smoke. Her beautiful face was flushed red, her hair slightly messy, her breathing a bit rapid, her expression full of displeasure. General manager, why'd you push me? You kissed me just now. Clearly, you're the rogue. Why push me? I admit this incident happening to me really can't be considered a loss. But Willow Smoke can't do this, right? You rascal Felix, Willow Smoke's voice softened, carrying a cute pouty tone. General manager, let's be honest. You suddenly kissed me. My reaction was pretty normal, but I can promise to restrain myself fully next time. I must say, my attitude made Willow Smoke very satisfied, admitting a mistake and correcting it. What a good boy. Thinking for a moment, her face suddenly flushed redder. She picked up a pillow beside her and threw it at me. You rascal Felix, shut up. You still want a next time. Good heavens, can't you keep up? You came onto me without warning. I wasn't mentally prepared. You look in the mirror every day. Don't you know how beautiful you are? Seeing Willow Smoke about to get angry, I didn't say another word and bolted for the door. Run first to the living room to take cover. 5 minutes later, meeting Willow Smoke again. She had changed out of the pajamas. Her expression back to normal. She smiled at me, rubbing her small hands. Today's matter is settled, right? I'm starving. Finally, I can go home and eat well. Thanks, you rascal Felix. Next time I need you for something. Don't dawdle, okay? But what made Willow Smoke slightly puzzled? I seemed not to hear her words. I sat dazed on the sofa. Sorry, general manager. You might not be able to leave today. Can't leave. Her smile faded. Willow Smoke widened her eyes. Be honest. You rascal Felix, what do you mean? What does he want to do? Forced to stay the night by Felix. I hurriedly shook my head to explain. Wait, calm down first. I shrugged helplessly, stepping to the window, looking at the pouring rain outside. It's raining. Willow Smoke flinched slightly. Only then did she understand my meaning. At the same time, she began to blame herself inwardly. Humph, Willow Smoke. Are you paranoid or what? You rascal Felix. Didn't have the slightest intention to force you earlier. Besides, if he wanted to, when you threw yourself into his arms for a kiss, he wouldn't have been so stunned. He wouldn't have just touched your waist and done nothing. Suddenly the sky roared with anger. Thunder boomed and lightning flashed. Willow Smoke trembled in fear. Her whole body shivered slightly. She instinctively threw herself into my arms. I was stunned by Willow Smoke's action, then feeling her trembling with unease. General manager, don't be scared. It's just thunder. Just thunder, you say? If I were home alone, I'd probably be scared to death. Willow Smoke wasn't lying at all. If she were home alone, with thunder this loud, she'd have turned on every light in the house, wrapped herself in a blanket, put on headphones, and counted sheep. At this moment, outside my apartment complex, Wang Jun saw the water pulling deeper on the ground. He sighed deeply. He called Liu Vantage. Chairman, it's pouring in Pine City. The thunder is terrifying. I need to find a place to take shelter. The young miss and Felix are at his place and aren't going anywhere. This time it's certain. There's no doubt about it. Liu Vantage on the other end was clearly stunned. My daughter finally has a boyfriend. Real or fake, what does it matter? This huge rain, if it's as strong as old Wang says, fake can turn real. If it's real, what a bargain for that rascal Felix. Feeling Willow Smoke still a bit scared, I grasped her hand. General manager, how about we watch some short videos? Distract yourself a bit. Willow Smoke thought it was a good idea. Use your phone. I didn't hesitate at all. Pulled out my phone and opened short videos. Unexpectedly, the next video was about a single man and woman sharing. The content was quite suggestive. I sucked in a cold breath. This video was perfectly timed. I coughed lightly, hurriedly switching to the next video. Who knew the next one was even worse? My husband and I tried it at his place for the first time. That day it was pouring and I couldn't go home. I thought it was a coincidence. Turns out he checked the weather forecast beforehand. Ladies, be careful. Snap, I immediately flipped my phone face down. What is this stuff? Big data tracking me is one thing. Now it's trying to frame me. At this moment, I didn't dare look at Willow Smoke. Trembling, I sneaked a glance back. Sure enough, Willow Smoke was looking at me, half smiling. General manager, this was an accident. Short video accounts are full of ads. They say nonsense to grab attention. How about this? The videos I follow are all fun ones. They definitely don't have this weird stuff. Willow Smoke burst out laughing. Her eyes curved. All right. I breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness Willow Smoke didn't overthink it. Picking up the phone again, I opened my followed list. The first video, a pair of long slender white legs. The second video, a girl in a crop top and spaghetti straps wiping a window. The third video, oh, there was no third video. I hurriedly flipped the phone down again. These short videos aren't worth watching. Willow Smoke pouted, "What are you doing? Why'd you flip the phone down?" I didn't even see clearly. Willow Smoke pouted angrily, pointing at the phone on the coffee table, gesturing for me to keep watching. Her tone and demeanor stunned me right. She's a temporary girlfriend, not a real one. What am I afraid of? Thinking it through, I relaxed, picked up the phone and kept watching. Sorry, General Manager. I got into the role just now. Didn't react in time. Let's keep watching. Into the role, Willow Smoke asked, puzzled. I scratched my head, helplessly saying, I really thought you were my girlfriend. I thought watching beauties in front of my girlfriend, wouldn't that be asking for trouble? My words made Willow Smoke laugh until she shook. Her moonlight-like eyes suddenly gleamed with a strange light. Smiling her red lips, asked little Felix, let's say I really am your girlfriend. I'll ask you, me or those girls in the videos, who's more attractive? How would you answer? Hearing Willow Smoke's question, I chuckled. General Manager, I don't think you're asking. You just want to be praised. Want to be praised? How so? Willow Smoke was slightly stunned. Look, General Manager, they don't have your captivating curves, nor your long legs, not to mention the assets you possess. This isn't about comparing. It's clearly about me praising you. Hearing this, Willow Smoke unconsciously bit her red lip. You slick-tongued rascal Felix. You sure know how to sweet-talk women. Through the sparkling joy in her eyes, you could tell she was quite pleased. At this moment, I spoke again. Not just sweet-talking women, but sweet-talking my wife. Willow Smoke froze. She widened her eyes, turning her head slightly flustered. Since we were shoulder-to-shoulder holding hands, turning her head, her gaze unintentionally fell on my profile. Not bad-looking at all. That silver tongue and this face. Truly quite captivating. General Manager, you're not mad, are you? You just said to assume you're my girlfriend. I just went along with it. Cheesy lines online are all written like that. My voice rang in her ears, snapping Willow Smoke back to reality. Am I that easy to anger? I just thought your answer was pretty good. This way taking you to meet my dad won't risk exposure. I'm thinking of how to praise you. No need for praise, General Manager, just do me a favor. Thinking since I proposed, it must be something I could do. Willow Smoke nodded without hesitation. All right. Seeing her agree, I was thrilled. Awesome. After holding back so long, I can finally return to my old trade. General Manager, wait a sec. I'll cook noodles for you. As soon as the words left my mouth, Willow Smoke felt her head buzzing. She began wildly imagining. No, no, no! You rascal, don't get carried away. Willow Smoke instinctively shook her head frantically. I laughed innocently. Oh my. General Manager, don't rush to refuse. My noodles are really delicious. Just try it once, you won't forget it. Don't believe me? Call Mo Shui and ask. Hearing this, Willow Smoke was even more shocked. Isn't Mo Shui Felix's colleague? At this moment, Willow Smoke felt her brain was about to overload. 2.5 minutes later, when she saw me in an apron, holding a pack of noodles heading to the kitchen, Willow Smoke stopped calling the police. Then, I brought a steaming bowl of noodles and placed it before. Eat, General Manager, you must be hungry. Seeing the steaming bowl of noodles and my care, Willow Smoke felt very happy. Thank you, no need to be polite, General Manager. Eat quickly, I smiled gently. When she took her first bite, I eagerly asked, is it good? Willow Smoke smiled lightly, not that great, but it's fine. Hearing the General Manager's review of my cooking, I joyfully punched the air. After so much effort, my food is finally edible enough to swallow. Reacting, Willow Smoke widened her eyes. You rascal! So you used me as a guinea pig for poison testing. The fire in her eyes couldn't be contained. You rascal Felix, you dared use the General Manager as a test subject. No more talking. Your salary this month is gone. In the end, Willow Smoke personally went to the kitchen, fixing my bowl of noodles. We simply ate a light dinner and were done, full and satisfied. I plopped onto the sofa. Glancing at Willow Smoke's slightly cold expression, I chuckled, heh. General Manager, don't be mad. I know your cooking skills are great. You definitely saved that pot of noodles. How about this tonight? It'll take the loss. You sleep on the bed, it'll take the sofa. Alright. That's how it should be, Willow Smoke said instinctively. Halfway through, her tone suddenly changed. Her beautiful eyes narrowed, turning away. Move aside. Who wants to sleep on your bed? Hearing Willow Smoke refuse, I sprang up, pointing at the sofa. Perfect, General Manager. Then you sleep on the sofa tonight. Wait, I'll grab a blanket for you. Don't catch a cold tonight. Before I took 2 steps, Willow Smoke grabbed the sleeve of my pajamas. Turning back, you rascal, Felix. How can anyone sleep on this sofa? It's so narrow. No way, General Manager. When I bought this sofa, I didn't think it'd be for sleeping. I just offered you the bed and you refused. Now you're complaining the sofa is small. Willow Smoke looked puzzled. So Felix, if you brought a girl home, how would she sleep? Thinking for a moment, Willow Smoke slapped her forehead. Oh my. Why am I so dumb? Being brought home by Felix, she must be his girlfriend. If they're boyfriend and girlfriend, they definitely sleep in the same bed. Sleep then sleep. Willow Smoke bit her red lip angrily, saying that she lay on the sofa. In reality, it was slightly better than she expected. The sofa's width was enough to lie on. She even had a bit of extra space. Sleeping alone shouldn't be an issue, but reality still doused her with cold water. As she slightly moved, she felt her back sink heavily. Her whole body nearly fell hard to the floor. Oh my! My eyes were quick, catching Willow Smoke with my hands, helping her sit upright again. Alright, General Manager. I understand. You didn't want to sleep on the bed earlier because you were worried my room isn't clean. Don't worry. I just changed the sheets and blanket. Just make do and sleep on my bed for one night. Who said you're not clean? I don't have a cleanliness obsession. Willow Smoke, who nearly fell flat, pouted angrily. Fine. The next morning, I lay on my side in bed, slowly opening my eyes. My eyes widened as if they'd pop out. I wasn't stunned because I was lying in bed, because last night Willow Smoke, in the middle of the bed, set up pillows and clothes as a boundary, allowing me to sleep on the bed with her. But what stunned me was the sensation in my hand was extraordinary. Soft, one hand couldn't even grasp it. All good heavens. Snapping back, I immediately widened my eyes. If nothing unexpected happened, my hand had met with an accident. Sure enough, realizing the truth, I froze. No way, I need to handle this quickly. If Willow Smoke woke up and saw this, even 8 mouths wouldn't be enough to explain. I steeled myself to let go of the softness, slowly withdrawing my hand. My movements were truly minimal, but I didn't expect. The young Miss Liu, besides sleeping restlessly, also slept very lightly. At this moment, Willow Smoke stirred awake. Why has the alarm gone off? What time is it? So sleepy, let's sleep more. Wait, what's moving? Willow Smoke, facing away from me, opened her eyes, seeing the half-familiar, half-strange environment. She remembered this was Felix's house. But the next second she jolted. Who's pulling me? Good heavens, Felix, what are you doing?